I'm here with David Camenzuli. I met David with his band at Wentworthville RSL probably about 2015, I'm thinking, and then again in 2017 at San Susie 19-foot yacht club. David is in a band called Picture Book, the Sydney Simply Red show, and he also has a duo and maybe a trio. And I'm just going to ask David about his life in music and other adventures he's had. And David, so first of all, start with what have you been doing the last 5 years?
Well, it's been very interesting the last 5 years. It's been a very great musical journey. I've been trying a lot of avenues in different ways with the music, and like I'm not just doing the Simply Red. I'm doing a duo and a trio called DC Duo shows, and of course if it's a trio, it's DC Trio shows. So it's a big mix of different music, like from Frankie Valli, Mondo Rock, AC/DC, a little bit trying different stuff to expand my music talent a bit with, different songs, of course. Out there sort of in different venues, Coach and Horses Hotel at Randwick, Katoomba RSL, where else are we at? Coogee Legions. So it's just trying a little bit different avenue in the industry a bit, and it's just to keep the work going, and at the end of the day it's an income for me. So it's a really great musical journey, and the Simply Red show is still going. We've got a show coming up soon at Gwandolin Bowling Club at up the coast. So that's on the 20th of September at 8 p.m. But yeah, it's been going pretty good indeed.
And growing up, did you have a musical family, or how did you first start into music when you were in a young age, say 4 or 5 or something?
Oh, apparently I remember back in the days, my mother used to tell me when I was just a baby, she had the music going on the player or on the television, of course, with something on, and I used to apparently just rock to the music. And then it all sort of just came to me one day, about 8 years of age. I just started listening to a lot of music, writing lyrics of stuff, a bit of original stuff, and just singing. And I knew then there was a bit of something in musical theatre wise to go for. So I started with the LA Talent School at Burwood in Belmore Street. And then as years went by, I went into a lot of competitions at RSLs and that, musical shows, and then got into a bit of musical theatre, and then I got into the Australian Opera Company through school in the children's chorus, so being classically trained voice. I was with the Carmen Melbourne production, La Boheme in Sydney, Domain Park, Turandot, the Opera House, Madame Butterfly. So yeah, it sort of came from that, and then from then on I've just kept going. Didn't really look back much with it. It was a great experience, and I thought, no, keep going, let's try other things. Went on The Voice, and just from then on now I just love to sing, so it's good fun.
But you studied vocal and technical
education. Yeah, I went to the Conservatorium of Music, and I went to AIM as well. I've got a Bachelor of Music, and I've done all the work to get up that way, and I did singing lessons as well for students, and more so with the theory side of it. So yeah, no, it just kept progressing and trying different things with it, and no, I love it. Yep.
And the Conservatorium of Music, what were you actually doing there?
I was doing a vocal horizon courses, theory course in as well, to learning how to warm up the vocals properly. A bit of acting, like with stage presence as well, and and learning all different styles of technique of with songs and writing songs and finding songs as well, and writing stuff as well that suits your voice. And but it was great. It was really, really good, and just learning the what the larynx are in your throat and how it all works and the proper breathing and control and etc. etc.
And did they have did they have things where you do shows after while you were doing that?
No, it wasn't really much of shows. It was just more just to learn about more of the theory and just to get a lot more knowledge for if you were doing shows, to get a lot more knowledge to know what to do out there when you do perform. So, there were some, auditions for things, but I was there just more for just to learn the knowledge and fresh up myself and just knowing what the best to do to get your voice right.
And when you're at school, that opera choir, was that a touring type thing, or was that just a school?
No, it was a touring type thing because, there was the Melbourne production with Carmen, Sydney, of course.
Upper Homan.
And it was all different, and
Tarantina.
It was... Sorry?
Tarantina?
Yes. And we did the town hall. We did an opera production in the main town hall in the city there. So, no, and of course a lot of it was the opera house, but it was a lot of different areas as well in Sydney of doing productions as well.
And were you part of a troupe that were there all the time? So did they say, look, we're going to do a show up here in that particular troupe, or was it different people involved?
Just different people involved.
Like people would leave and...
Yes. A lot of different people involved. But unfortunately my voice did break for a little while because of growing up and that, and then I was being told by some professional coaches and that I had to rest it. So I did that and then just gave it some time and then just worked on it again, and it's all good, nice and strong. And at my age now I find I'm really at my peak, my prime of my voice.
So at that time, were you playing with anybody yourself? Like, did you have any band at the time? Or?
I did start off in a band called Mesa Groove, but unfortunately that didn't work out with them. But then I sort of actually originally, it was way back, I started the Simply Red show, and it just went from then. And then unfortunately it's hard to find the musicians to work with you and to get on with everyone and that, but that's just how it is in bands. You know what I mean? It's performing's the easy part. It's just organising the whole flock of sheep, I call it. You know what I mean? And getting a group to not just play well but get on well. And it's just back then, that was quite some time back starting that, and I put an ad in the drum media, and it just went on from then. So I've never, I've never looked back really from the past. I look more from the forward of it, and it's really good positive stuff to sing, and at the end of the day I love performing. I'm not Mick Hucknall, who's the lead singer from Simply Red. I'm David, and I do a tribute of him. I have met him, and he knows that we do it, and he thinks it's great. So, yeah.
And what was the music you were listening to? Because obviously you weren't just listening to Simply Red.
Oh no, growing up, and that was Queen and Talking Heads and Pink Floyd and Black Sabbath and AC/DC and Foreigner and stuff. It's in Boy George and Duran Duran and stuff like that. So no, it was stuff that we grew up in the. I grew up in the late 70s into the 80s that I thoroughly enjoyed.
And besides the music, all the vocals in all those bands are pretty impressive.
Oh yes, for sure.
Like Foreigner, he was always one of my favourite singers.
Yes, me too. Lou Graham, I love him. It's great power ballad stuff. It's the great control, and it's songs that take you further and further. The journey of those songs are unbelievable. unbelievable. You know what I mean? I even love singing some of those songs myself. You know what I mean? It's great stuff to sing, and even Queen and all that. It's theatrical. It's beautiful stuff to sing and to listen to as well. You know.
And you have brothers and sisters who are into music, or?
I do have an older sister. She loves music. She's not a singer, but you know, I remember growing up when we lived at Burwood. We used to go across the park, and I'd dress up as Tina Turner with the wig on and start singing. We don't need another hero. And she's there, and she's pretending to be on like a drum thing and all that. So we do dress ups and do Grease, and she was Olivia Newton-John, and I was John Travolta and that. So it was a musical sort of family, you know what I mean? My mum's mother was the opera style singer. My mum's elder sister, Shirley, she's got a lovely opera type voice. So it is in the family. My mum can sing too. And my dad's brother-in-law, Mario, he was a very good tenor. So there's music and art in the family.
So once you got out of the opera type of everything, and you had all, you know, you've had all that, and you've learnt it all how to do it, did you have that you wanted to do the Simply Red show, or were you just wanted to get into a band? How did it come about to be Simply
funny
Red?
enough, it's funny because remember growing up, my cousin Alison, we used to go to my auntie and uncle's house quite a bit, and my cousins and Alison. She said to me one day, "Hey, have a listen to this stuff." You know what I mean? It's Mick Hucknall's album, Simply Red, their album called Stars. And I thought, okay, and I thought, wow, this is good stuff. And I thought, you know what I mean? I sort of was listening to it back then, very young age, and then I thought, later on, I'm liking this, you know, and I thought I'm going to give this a try, you know what I mean? So it is difficult stuff to play and to sing, and I thank her very much for putting me onto it, because, you know what I mean, I like it. I do look a bit like the front singer, but at the end of the day I'm David, but I just think it's great stuff to sing. It's all different. It goes different journeys and places, and I love it, you know what I mean? And she, as I said, she introduced me to it, so...
Yeah, it's quite a good vocal range, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's got a lot of challenge. Yeah, and it's great stuff to sing. I love it, yeah.
And how did you meet Mick?
When he was here, I bumped into him at the Channel 7 studio down in, is that Martin Place? And he was having an interview there because he was coming out for the few concerts at the Opera House and where else was it? Hunter Valley and in the State Fair as well. So I bumped into him there, and I bumped into him as well at one of his concerts at the Opera House. And the whole band, I know them quite well. Ian Kirkham on saxophone and Kenji Suzuki, and back then he had Dave Clayton on keys, and the bass player, I think it was Steve Lewinson. So he sadly passed away, I think it was last year.
Is this in the 90s, was it?
That Simply Red.
When you saw him?
No, this was, say, at least about a good 6 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. So now I bumped into him there. Yep. I thought, they're here, let's go and see if I can work a way to see if I can see him.
What year did you actually start a Simply Red band? Had you been in any other bands beside that other band you talked about that didn't last?
Yes, I did start. It was another band. It was actually going to be a Simply Red band, but it didn't end up being. It was just like a cover pop band, but unfortunately that didn't work. You know what I mean? It just didn't gel. But I actually started the Simply Red show in about early 2000, and as I said, I put an ad in the drum media, and then it just one by one called, and then we all got together at a rehearsal room and we just tried it out and went from there.
And who was in the band, that original band?
Alan Moronovich, he was on drums. I had Tony Marinelli on bass. Bob Meredith on saxophone. I think he did percussion as well. Who did I have on guitar? David Drysdale. What was his name? Warren Bright on keys. He was a great player. I remember he wore a patch on his eye. And,
is he still around?
Oh, I think Warren sadly passed away, actually, cancer. And then I had Jude, I think her name was Judy or Jude. She lived not far from me. She did backing vocals. And there was a lot of rehearsals. Plenty. It was just plenty. We were rehearsing down at Canterbury in a private rehearsal room. And then one day I just said, look, guys, we've got to get this gigging. We can't just keep rehearsing. So I just booked in, I think it was at near Rockdale there, Pacific Highway, the Harp Hotel, and just went for it. So yeah. Because otherwise it's just, you're not going to cut that thing, you're just going to not do it. Get out there, you got it. So I find the more gigs you do, it's like, that's really, you're doing like your rehearsal, but you're just gigging more, so you just got to get it going. And
so when you changed, when people left, did you stop the band, or did they come straight in and just keep going?
The band, it never stopped. It's just, unfortunately, some people in the band, it didn't, some personal things got involved, and I said, look, enough's enough, you know what I mean? If you don't want to work the way we've got to work, and mostly have fun on that stage, because that's where it shows, and I just didn't want to put up with all the headaches, and I said, look, there's a door, go, you know what I mean? And so I just had to find a bit of a new edge with it and change a few members and that. But don't get me wrong, I loved all the people, but it was time just to move on a bit. And especially with those different sounds coming out with technology, with drum pads and things and that. I just want to revolve a bit with sound and that, just to improve it a bit, yeah.
And this wasn't full time, obviously, so you were working.
No.
You were doing detailing all that.
Yeah, I was doing detailing, and I was a panel beater as well.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. I used to.
You could get your frustrations out of it.
Well, tell me about it. I was whacking the doors, and then I remember my old boss used to say to me, "I don't care if you're singing, just when the assessor comes in to quote the job, just tone it down a little bit so I can get the right price for these jobs, and then you can belt as much as you like." So yeah, no, that was good. I had, most important thing my father always said to me, at least just get a trade. He said, and then you do whatever you want. So, but my main passion and my main thing in life, it's my medicine. It's what actually keeps me going, apart from my wife, is music, singing.
Because you've given up the car detailing.
Yes, I have. Yeah, full time now with the music, and I love singing. I love being on that stage. I'll be happy to sing stand on a milk crate. I mean, I used to go in the city sometimes on my own time and take my portable speaker. I used to go and busk. And I loved it. Oh, it was great fun, because you're out seeing all the different characters and type of people, and it was just great. And you're giving them actually some medicine. It wasn't so much, a little bit of money's nice, but it was just nice to be out and about doing what you love to do. I really enjoyed it.
And when did Phil Knight come into the picture? Because I've known Phil now.
Oh, Phil, loved Phil. I really do, and I still do love Phil. He's a great player. Phil came in, I say, about, I reckon Phil came in with us about 2007, I think, maybe a bit earlier. I can't quite remember the exact date. But no, Phil played fantastic. He plays that guitar like a voice, and lovely fella. He was great player, and I still talk to Phil, and I love Phil, and unfortunately he's got a lot on with Mothers of Rock and all that, and he, I remember he told me then, look, I've got a bit on with that, and I said fine. I said, look, I've got another guy who could fill in for you, but he said that's fine. So Phil's busy with what he's doing now, but and I've always had a great rapport with Phil, and you know, nice guy.
It's
Yeah, no, I like PK. I always have, always will. And then that's how I think I met Bill Crossland.
Oh yeah,
bass player.
Yeah.
Lovely guy. Very good bass player. I have to say, out of all the bass players I've had, Bill's the best. It's just something about him, just that extra bit. Yeah, no. My hairs were standing up, yeah.
It's
really.
like Dylan too. Dylan's
Yes.
been with you for a long time.
Oh, Dylan's been with me a long time.
Yeah,
Great
very
keyboard player. Very nice guy. Gentleman. And I can understand why a lot of bands and other people want Dylan, because not just great player, he's a nice guy.
Like he's playing in nursing homes.
Yes, yeah. He's got the great attitude and he personality, gentleman. You know what I mean? He plays it so well. And he's a nice guy. Yeah, very nice guy. Dylan's a lovely guy. Awesome. No, I like him very much.
So the band you've got now, who's in the band now?
So of course Dylan Weberborough on keys, Russell Hull on bass. Russ does a lot of work up the coast as well. He's got a thing called Rock Duty Duo, and he does a lot with Theatrical Fear as well. So he's going to be in a musical called Ghost. So I think that's on in mid-August. Alex Milley, I've had Alex least with me at least 20 odd years. So Alex actually auditioned through with me on when was Australia's Got Talent. Went with Alex for that. He's got the groovy pink sax. Nicholas Hoodman, he's pretty much new with us on the drums. He's great and I've still got Al as a backup if we need Al. And now I've got Vincent Leon on guitar. El Scorchio, there's what his little nickname is. Nice guy, great player. He plays, I think it's with Aussie Anthems and a few bands and that, but really nice guy. Yeah. So look, I've got a good crew behind me and we have fun. We laugh about it. There's all little hiccups on the way and that, but we have fun, you know.
Even though it's an original band that you're playing the music of, have you ever recorded any of the songs?
Yes, we have. Yeah, we have. We actually, I've had a guy that actually gigged the other night, come and did a few snippets of videos and that. And I've got some new footage on our picture book, the Simply Red Tribute Show Facebook page. And it's all up there. I've got some good footage and videos as well. Yeah.
What about your earlier life? Did you have any recordings that you had done that in the opera scene?
Yeah, actually I did, but unfortunately my mother would... I wiped it off a tape. I had Carmen when I was a Main Street urchin, solo parts. I don't know why.
You can't find that again?
Can't find it again. I went to try and contact the ABC and through the opera and everything, and I really...
Maybe someone that was in the production might have it.
Maybe I did.
If you had a copy of it.
Yeah, it's just wasn't good.
Oh, no.
Should have kept all. But the memories are in my head, so you'll never lose that.
And what's your future that you with Simply Red? What do you want to do with it?
I'd like to sort of. I'm aiming to get now to look into the bigger theatres and more corporate, and try doing that. I'd like to sort of go to other states with it and do that with it. I really would like to cut my own song originally, because this is growing great, tribute's fine, but to do your own stuff is where it really could happen. It only takes one good song, I feel. But and just keep rolling with it,
But you've got the experience as a songwriter too.
Of course, yes.
And
yes.
you give lessons for singing?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
For lessons?
Yes, yes, I do. Yeah, proper, not just coming in to sing a song, proper, knowing how to get the best out of your voice, diaphragm, what I learned. Warming up your voice is the most important thing. You know what I mean? Not just going up there singing raw and full. Because as a singer, it's your instrument. You got to get it right. Tuning it and getting all the right pitch and levels, and most importantly, choosing the right songs to suit your voice and relaxing with it.
and any students that you can see it might in the future become well known?
I did have a couple, but as I said again with COVID, and then I lost a lot of that business. So you know what I mean. At the moment, now it went more online stuff. So yeah, it's gone a little bit quiet. And I think just the way things are at the moment, I think people are all struggling a bit. They've had to cut down on stuff and just concentrate on eating and paying their bills. But I'm here to help anyone who wants to work on their technique and and feel that they need to improve in that. Yeah.
Because even though we've got online, we don't have drum media and that anymore.
No.
Was far-reaching.
Yeah, of course.
That was a weekly thing that.
Of course.
I delivered that.
Yeah, drum media.
On the street, drum media.
Yeah, and I used to grab that paper all the time.
When you look at the bands that are playing every week.
I know.
It's.
Yeah.
Today, a lot of pubs that they won't have original bands.
No, but I even feel too that the industry, especially in New South Wales, ever since the COVID thing and everything, and it's just the band work's a lot harder. It's just the venues don't want to pay. It's just that's why I've had to go on to survive, to go duo or trio. You mean they just don't want to fork out the coin. And the thing is, I always say to myself, if they can afford those silly machines, they can afford live music, then alright, a band, But I just feel, I feel sorry for all the other bands too, because I feel that no one's getting that grab of work like we used to. It's not as strong, I find, as it used to be. You know what I mean? I love Australia and everything, but I just feel as well, even the arts here in this country, it's not, especially overseas, I think it's just more push for the live music and that, but here, but not as strong, I feel, but that's just how it is here a bit. Yeah.
Like up the coast, a lot of the tribute bands, even here too, they've got to pay for the hall up front.
Yes,
When I found that out, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, no.
So we'll take the alcohol and you take the people that you get in. If you
exactly.
don't get it, you've got to pay the hall first.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's quite expensive.
Yeah, tell me about it. Exactly.
Comes with the mixer and the
of course.
audio and lighting and
yeah. I feel and even with these clubs and excuse me, if you are getting the venue packed and if people are coming in and that, well, they're making enough coin behind the bar. You know what I mean? It's just, they've got to do their advertising as well and help it. At the end of the day, if the venue's packed and people having a good time, well, that's what it all comes down to.
And what are the bigger venues you want to try and get into?
I'm looking at Anita Theatre. That's down, I think it's Thurl. There's another one, I think it's Centro or something down at Wollongong way too. Another one at, I think it's Camaray. Another bigger, more now, I want to try and branch more to the bigger theatres and that. And I'm looking to get into South Sydney Juniors as well. I've got a few leads in with that.
There's a Laycock Theatre up at Gosford.
Yes, and Flamingos as
and
well.
And Wyong is a big one too. The Art House.
And the Lazottes one too. Just bit more that way now. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of RSLs and we've done a lot of pubs and that, but I just want to go a bit more the theatre way now. So, yeah.
So, are you playing every weekend now?
Well, the Simply Red show's not every weekend. We just finished off the other night at the Colonial Hotel at Warrington. So we just did there, and then we've got coming up on the 20th of September at Guandolen, the club up the coast. And then we've got New Year's Eve at Picton Bowling Club. The duo, I'm getting DC duo, and with the trio duo, I'm getting a lot with that. That's just about every weekend. So that's at Coach and Horses at Ramwick. Where else? Coogee Legions. Where else would I be doing? West Tradies. Sometimes I do the, what's the other venue that I've done as well with them? Katoomba ourselves, so yeah, done quite a bit with the duo.
It's varied, isn't it?
Yeah, bit here, bit there, everywhere with that. Oh, and Ettalong Bowling Club as well, so yeah.
Do you play an instrument at all?
No, I don't. My instrument's my voice.
So you've got all that experience
Yeah,
where you
no.
could have...
Yeah, no, I wish maybe I should have learnt guitar or something like that, but no. I mean, I can hit a tambourine or whatever, but no, my main instrument is my vocals. Yeah.
Have you ever had a vocals where you couldn't sing at all?
Oh, yeah. One time I was really sick and had to do a show, and actually the first part of it was actually quite a bit funny. I went and had my hair touched up with some red, and unfortunately the girl, instead of red, she made it purple. So I thought, oh shit. And it's funny, I went into the salon and she's there, and she said, what colour? I said, well, that's the colour, but I ended up being purple. So I had to find somewhere quickly, so I had to quickly get a bus into the city, put a hoodie on my head and get someone to fix it up. So I got it fixed up and toned down, because we had Northmead Bowling Club that night with the Simply Red show. But I was crook as well, really crook. So I found a Chinese medicine herbal place, and with the little drawers he mixed up all the little herbs, and it was terrible. And there's Giovanna boiling it away, that's my wife, on the pot and the stove. He told us what to do. It was the worst stuff I've ever had, but it got me through it. It got me through it because I was crook as anything. I couldn't even get my head voice, but it actually helped a bit with it. But my chest voice, yeah, but it was just got me through that show. Because, you know what I mean, it's not as if I had that time to say, sorry, we've got to cancel this gig. I got sick pretty much that day. So, yeah, and then I was alright, just got through it.
Singer's vocal cords are...
Yes.
You know, if you broke a guitar, you just borrow one.
Yeah. With us, we've got to rest it and get it right. And I find pomble juice is very good. Put something on your throat. And just be careful with your alcohol limit as well. You can have a drink, but just be careful with it too, because it can dry your vocals. But, yeah, singer's voices. Yeah, you just got to look after it. Yeah.
And now, because we don't have records and it's CDs and YouTube, is there anything you watch or listen to, or any new music that you like? Because Mick's not singing much, is he?
Oh, he's still doing it. Yeah, no, he's still doing. He's doing his 40 years.
I read
at the
that
moment.
He's got long COVID.
Yeah, he's not well.
Yeah.
But he's still doing it. But I'm not. I haven't been really listening much new stuff. I'm more just the older stuff. I like, you know what I mean, from 60s way up to the 70s, 80s. And I don't really listen too much of the newer stuff, and everything.
You went on Australia's Got Talent?
I went on that, and I went on the Voice as well.
Yeah, how'd you go with them?
The Voice, it was great. I went on to think, well, good experience. Wasn't have that in my mind, I'm going to go win. No. I was happy just for the experience, and, and I actually know Guy Sebastian. I've met him twice personally, and it was good fun. But you know what I mean, I never really got any feedback. It was just, I went on there, I never had a choice of the song I wanted to do. Of course they wanted a Simply Red song, but at the end of the day I wanted to do something else, but they choose it, and it was great to be on that stage with a top band, and especially the bass player I know really well, Joel Burton on bass.
Was this live?
Yeah, this was live, and it was great. It was really good, and you just... The best bit was being up on that stage singing, I find. And, you know what I mean, you got a lot of interviews beforehand. They make you see a doctor to see if you're okay, you can handle it and all this. I said, I'm fine, let's go and talk. So, but it was just all the exposure and the experience I really loved. And actually I went on the X Factor too once, but then I had Rowan Keaton as soon as I went to hit the high note, he went, cut! And, that's too hard to sing that. And I wasn't quick enough. I should have nipped it a little bit. There's a way of doing it. And then I had Mel B said to me, no one walks on stage like that. I went, what? And even my own mother was there, and she was disgusted about that. But it's clicky, it's Very funny. I find those shows, they're more just exposed for themselves. Good luck to the people that get through and do get somewhere with it, but I just find they'll put you out there for a bit, and you got to really do your own hard yards for it to achieve with that, or even if you want to go with your own talent to achieve with that too.
And because it's a Sony back thing, Sony are probably saying, look, we're looking for someone like this.
Yes.
So
yeah, it's not just you're right. It's not just the voice; it's to find the whole package.
Yeah, because they're funding it.
Yes,
and
of
that
course.
you have to pay back.
Yes, of course. Yeah, they want to have a whole package thing. Yeah.
And they don't want to have a debt with you that you can never pay back.
Of course.
So like Sebastian and all those type that started on there, they paid it back pretty quickly.
Of course. Yeah, it's a clicky. It's a clicky industry, and I remember even with this voice and that you got so much paperwork to fill out and what do you call it, agent agreements and copyrights and all sorts of
and
stuff.
And who owns you?
Yes, exactly. So getting up performing in all those shows is the easy part. It's just all the other stuff beforehand. So yeah, but it was interesting. It was a great journey. And
did you meet anyone on there that you've kept in contact?
As I said, I spoke to Guy quite a bit behind the scenes. He's a lovely guy, I have to say. I met, he's a very nice guy. He's very down to earth. I spoke to another guy. He's a really good producer from Melbourne, Gary Pinto. Another nice guy. They're all in the music industry themselves, of course, in theatre and that. And just talking to a lot of the crew and Joel Burton on bass. He plays with the band there. I've known Joel for a while. Great bass player, and and Scotty on keys and that. It's great. A lot of fun.
And what you in the future have you thought about maybe travelling overseas at all?
I'm actually seriously travelling. My wife and I actually seriously thinking of going over to America to see options there.
Wow.
With what I could do, even if I got into with little jingles of commercials and things of singing and all that, you know what I mean? Because I just find there's a lot more out there to do with it, and it's just packing up and just going to try it. You don't know if you don't try.
Well, that's right.
You know what I mean? Give it a try.
Well, a lot of Australian musicians go over there for the blues thing every year.
To get recognised and yeah. Because all it takes is someone hearing you somewhere and go, bingo, I want that.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
And there's a lot of people out there looking for you.
Of course,
it's a big place in America.
Of course. They just, all it takes is just someone to tap you on the shoulder and say, yep, I need that,
Maybe just do a tour of your show.
Yeah.
Try and find someone to and take over your band.
Yeah, it'd be great.
I hear that all the time.
Yeah, it would be good. I've had a lady even this morning say to me, oh, come to Melbourne. Love to, you know what I mean? It's just, you just got to get a venue, something locked in that we can go to and do it, you know what I mean?
Well, it's the promoter you have to speak to, isn't it?
Yes.
That's how it works.
Yes.
Agent.
Yeah, agent, and if I've got to put a bit of coin into it, so be it, because that's what I love to do. You know what I mean? I'd rather take a gamble with it.
You can do a yearly type thing.
Of course, because people talk and they go, wow, that's been good.
I find Queensland seems to have a lot of events on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Compared to us.
Yes.
We stop in March.
Yes.
And they just keep going the whole year.
Keep going the whole year, because it's pretty much it's warm always pretty much for them, But yeah, you never give up. Keep going.
Yeah.
You'll get people that are going to say all sorts of things, but that's what it is in this industry, and you just got to rise above all that and just keep moving forward. You can't just, I understand even with the real top performers and that they cop it as well, but you just got to be tough with it and just don't buy into it and just keep going. That's it. Yeah.
Maybe get a second on the bill with Mick somewhere.
Yeah. No, nice guy. I have been told he's got a bit of a very strong, opinionated way with things. He can be a bit, I think, hot-headed, but I think redheads I don't know. But no, lovely guy. No, he's a nice guy.
But once you get pretty famous, you've got so much that people expect of you. It's pretty hard not to be a bit aggressive now and then.
Of course, yeah. I actually find, it's funny enough, I sing better when I've got the shits. I don't know, it's just something, you know. I suppose it's because it's just the emotions kick in and that. But, yeah, but as we know, as in the music industry, and that when you're on that stage and when you're in that bubble, it's like the best place to be. You're gone for those few hours, and I'll see you when I come back. You know what I mean? It's the best feeling. You know what I mean?
And how do you remember all these songs? I've always wondered how, like, I play guitar and I can see how musicians remember things, but with singers, it's a lot of words.
Well, the way I learnt a lot of the songs and songs that I do want to learn, when I go to bed, I put earphones in and sleep with it. And I find just that way, just to learn, you know what I mean? I find, that's how I learn a lot of my stuff. And pretty much just listen. It's not always just singing, just listening to it. You know what I mean? Yeah, the singing, of course, but that's how I learn.
It's different phrasing too, isn't it?
Yes,
it's not
of
just
course.
like just singing on one tone.
No, putting your own spins on it. And
a long note.
Yes,
short
yes.
note.
But learning Simply Red, I fell asleep and just kept listening to it in earphones. The hardest one for me to learn was Fairground. The timing's very tricky. I actually had to ask for his Skype. His keyboard player back then, Dave Clayton and Ian Kirkin, helped me with that one because it was very tricky timing. But I got it, and it just a bit of time, and just, as I said, keep going with it. So there's a lot to learn, and I just learned it. Yeah.
And do you do the same show all the time, or do you add?
We do the 2 sets of Simply Red, of course, and then sometimes if venues want covers, we do a mixed set of covers as well, from Hall & Oates and Robert Palmer and Mondo Rock and Queen and David Bowie, and a bit of Tina Turner classics as well, and that's Nutbush and that's.
And what about Simply Red? Do you add new songs that you don't do?
Yes, I'm ready to go with new songs. It's just the boys are going to start listening to some new ones too, like Night Nurse, Fake, Look at You Now. There's plenty more. You know, She's Got It Bad. So there's a lot more there of Simply Red stuff.
How many albums did he have?
Oh God, I mean, Simply Red at least had over a good say. I say he at least had a good more than 30 albums.
So you could change the whole set.
Of course,
yes, but that's a lot of work.
Yes, yeah. And he actually used it. He actually borrowed the instrumental, not borrowed. I'm sure he paid the Hall and Oates, Daryl Hall, and that. I Can't Go For That, I think the song's called. For a song Mick did called Sunrise. So he paid royalties to use that beat and the instrumental, and even with The Air That I Breathe, that's the Hollies, I think, originally. And so, you know, Mick didn't write all the songs, I know, as far as but he wrote the majority of them with his first keyboard player, Fritz McIntyre. So
yeah, those bands seem to find really extraordinary musicians, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, not just your average musician.
No.
And that's why they become who they are.
Yes, exactly.
Otherwise they're just like the next level down that never makes it to that level. Yes.
So, no, it does. It's just, because as far as I know, with Simply Red, when I used to watch a documentary on him, he was always changing with the sounds, and he was interested to know what's coming up next. New technology, drum pads and things, he just wanted to keep it revolving a bit.
Yeah, keep it fresh.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the image of the music fresh. Yeah.
So it's been good to talk to you.
Thank you.
It's funny how the years just go away.
Thank you, Greg. Yeah, thank you.
10 years already.
Yeah.
And it's been good. I follow you too on what you do.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah.
I noticed there's actually a Facebook site that says it's you. When I look at it, I think.
Yeah, no, a lot of people say, oh, is that Mick? Actually, it's funny enough because one time I jumped off the bus, I was in the city and I had to go to actually meet an agent for a coffee and talk about a show that I wanted to do. And I got off the bus, all dressed nicely, of course, and this young kid, or not young, but middle-aged guy come running up and said, he had an English accent, you Mick Hucknall? So I get it all the time, and then I say to them, well, by the time this song's finished, you'll definitely know me and the band by now. So, yeah.
You got a few nicknames as well.
Yeah, Mr. Red. Mr. Red, Mr. Crocker, or I've got all sorts of names.
I think Hucky.
Yeah, Hucky, yeah. So, yeah.
So at your gigs, do you find that it's the ladies that know all the songs?
Yeah, yes.
When I went to your thing, there was men singing, but...
Yes, I find, a lot of the ladies know, like even the gig we did the other night, there was a group there, and she said, oh, wow, we know all this stuff quite well. She said, oh, we're waiting to hear for a song called For Your Babies. And I said, well, you'll have to come to the next show to hear that one, because you can't get every song in.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think a lot more of the female know a bit about it. But yeah, some of the men as well, so yeah.
And you've got to watch how you do it, because they're waiting for that particular...
Yes, exactly.
And if you change
exactly.
they'll look at each other and go, what did he do?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's another hard
yeah,
thing to
of
do.
course. If people know Simply Red music and if they're coming out to watch a tribute of him, you've got to be pretty much tight and right on it. Yeah.
No ad-libbing.
No miming, none of that.
Yeah.
Just be straight with it. You know what I mean? As I said to the boys, you can learn it, make sure it's right, you can put your own little spin eventually, but let's just keep it straight to the tribute, you know? Yeah, the whole lot, even the way I hold the mic, the lead, everything, and the whole thing, the image as well, and the dress, the lot, yeah.
So that's good that you've got as far as you've got with all the work you've done over the years. I mean, starting in an opera type setup and ended up in
I find having that classically trained voice does help. Yeah. With a lot of songs too, a lot of the great singers have that, like Queen, Freddie Mercury. Yeah. I think he was classically trained as well, theatrical theatre and that, and a lot of them. So it does help. I'm very lucky to have that. I'm lucky, my parents, they gave birth to me and they gave me that gift, So yeah.
They'd be proud of you.
Sorry?
Do they ever come to your gigs?
Yes. Yeah, when my dad was alive, he loved it. My father absolutely loved it. He'd be the type driving around his car up the coast. That's where he lived, with he'd have a speaker on the top of his roof if he did, and saying, hello everyone, the Sidler. My dad, he loved dancing and he loved being up there with the tambourine, and I got him up once and he loved it. He was proud of me doing that, and I know he was. And unfortunately my father passed away from cancer, but my mum, she loves it too. She knows it's born with the gift, showman, you know what I mean, and I love it. So,
well, that's right, a front man, you can't be shy.
No, people say to me, how do you do it? And I said, no, I just do it because I love it. I've been doing it at such young age. Just get up there and just be yourself and relax and just enjoy it,
Once you get over that initial people looking at you.
Yeah, but even that, I don't even freak with that. Of course. Yeah. But even first star, whatever, you got eyes, we all have a look in that, but I put myself in that zone. All the actions, the movements, and little bits of talking, and sometimes I even wish someone might have a birthday, then I go into an opera voice to sing them happy birthday and that. So even when we sing a song by Simply Red called The Red Box, sometimes I have a little cardboard red box with lollies inside it, and it's just, it's a show, you know what I mean? Yeah, and the outfits and all that, so, yeah.
Well, it's been good talking to you about this.
Thank you very much,
Greg. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you.
And I hope that you have a lot of success coming up.
Thank you.